What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Game Over Greggy Show. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside the producer/seducer, Nick Scarpino.
Hi, everyone.
He only does everything, Colin Moriarty.
Hello.
Hello. Hi.
Hi.
You throw me sometimes when you say hi.
Well,
You're fine. You're fine. Don't
yeah,
worry.
don't worry about it. I don't
I'll
want
let you guys have your moment.
The pure one, Tim Gettys.
Let Tim host.
Let Tim host, indeed. And then the host with the most, Damon Hatfield.
Hi.
You're a guest.
There he
You
is,
came to the
everyone.
show.
Hey.
Thank you so much for coming.
You asked and I came.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know, the Game Over Greggy Show is a weekly podcast/video show where 4, sometimes 5 best friends gather around this table. We're in the kitchen area today to be a little bit quieter.
Old school.
Going old school, where it all started. Yeah. We each bring a random topic together. We talk it out for your amusement. If you like that, make sure you pick up the new episode as an MP3, the full show every Friday over at GameOverGreggy.bandcamp.com. Then, if you don't want to give us any money, I totally feel you, dog. You can watch it for free at YouTube.com/GameOverGreggy. Topic by topic, day by day, Monday through Friday until the entire show posts.
Oops, I almost spilled some water on this awesome shirt.
Whoa, what is that Portillo shirt all about? Whoa, that's a life-size wiener dog shirt, and it's available at districtlines.com/GameOverGreggy.
Your wiener's so big.
So I hear there's only 35 of them total.
Yeah,
made.
well, due to
exciting.
shipping error, we are now inundated with. We've got 35 of them, so go get them if they're not. If the demand is great enough, maybe we add it to the full
bring
line
it
of
back,
shirts,
maybe.
like this shirt, this Game Over Greggy shirt.
This is the classic. This is the 1982 Game Over Greggy t-shirt.
It's
This
spelled.
is
Vintage.
an extra large.
True story. I was conceived in this shirt.
It's true. Whoa. It was his father's shirt.
That's a meta.
And when his father climaxed, he screamed, Game
No!
Over Greggy.
He immediately started crying.
Ladies and gentlemen, not only are we in the kitchen/dining room of the PlayStation home tonight because we have Damon, we wanted to treat him like a real person here and be in a cool spot. We also had our first sponsorship. We played it. This episode of the Game Over Greggy Show is brought to you by Ultimate Battle. It's this new card game. It's being kickstarted right now. The link is
All
in the
the kids are
description.
playing it.
All the kids at this table, except Colin, were playing it. And if you want to know more, you go to the link below. Also, we played it before this. This is the actual thing from it that you play on. You draw stuff. It's complicated, but it's really fun. Here is a highlight reel.
Well, guess what? Out of his blowhole, a shit ton of piranhas.
Oh,
Wow.
doctor!
To reiterate,
I think you got a challenge.
Portillo
about this one.
folded the cardboard into a box.
Yeah.
This is the
You
dog.
did this. This creature did this.
Do I have to be Sam Worthington's character from Avatar?
It doesn't have to be related to the
Can,
movie. Oh,
can I be Sam?
what the hell are you drawing, Tim?
Tim, is that a school?
That is my stick figure armadillo.
Oh my god, that's an armadillo.
That's an armadillo.
Did y'all put a wolf in the tent?
Yeah,
Don't spoil this.
yeah. Don't
Colin.
if they haven't seen the video, go watch
This is
the
what
video
happens
there.
when you try to box up my direwolf.
Nobody
His
puts
Okami!
Okami in a box. You can watch it there. Again, links in the description. Also, though, this is the thing we actually played on. You draw out what you're doing. This is a Kickstarter reward. So if you go there and you kickstart the game and you give enough money, God only knows how much, you get this guy too. So there you go.
Fun.
Damon,
Yes.
you're the guest. Start the show. What topic did you bring for us today?
I've brought with me a moral and ethical conundrum. First of all, none of us have kids
Thank God.
that we know of.
Yeah.
No.
Nick.
Why do I get that?
I'm gonna
You're the
assume.
producer/seducer.
There's,
It's in your name.
there's at least 2 floating around out there
Yeah,
that
you
I can
produced
think
a
of.
few in your day.
Wow.
Oh wow, Tim's on tonight.
Producing. What
Short
happens?
ankle biters running
And
around.
you're his son?
Oh my God.
How amazing would you be? How amazed would you be if you found out I was your father, your real father, your biological father?
That would just be the. Honestly, that'd be the best thing.
What
in
if
the
that's the time continuum from the other thing where you know how your dad came out of just nowhere and beat
Yeah.
the shit out of that guy and left him for dead? What if it was Nick coming to you to say I'm your real father and your fake dad came in and beat the hell out of you?
What would you do? What would you do?
Make a movie out of
Sorry,
it.
this is how it happens.
No,
here
it's
on the
fine.
show.
Let's say you did have a kid, and you're married, happily married. You have a kid, and
Wait, how could I be happily married if I had a kid?
Well, we are
okay.
nerds.
All right.
How did you not notice till then that you we were full on fist in a hand and you're like, oh, I
You just
screwed
did
that up.
like the kung fu. Thank you.
no, you have a kid, and it's just the best thing. It's the cutest kid ever.
You're happy. I'm happy with
Yes,
this kid.
you and your wife are thrilled. All of your friends and family are
Okay.
thrilled. You bring the kid home. Everybody's happy and healthy. It's bliss. It's like the perfect, family now. Everything is great. A year later, you find out, due to a mix-up at the hospital, this isn't actually your kid. You have someone else's kid, but it's a secret that you know about.
Only I know about this.
Well, let's say
Does
you,
my wife know?
you and your wife. Yeah.
Oh, my wife found out too.
The question is, what do? Do you return the kid? Do you exchange it for another kid? This, you've been living with this kid for a year, and everything has seemed great. You love this kid as if it were your own.
Can I answer for Greg? Because I feel like this is what Greg.
Sure,
would
I
do.
want to hear. You've known me now for 26 weeks. I'd like to know what you think.
I think Greg would probably take the kid to the people's house, whose rightful son it was, knock on the door, put the kid down, and then just as fast as he possibly could run. Just
So
run
they would
out of there.
definitely get to see him before
They get
he
two.
left.
They get two.
Who is that guy halfway down our driveway?
Why is he sweating profusely? Somebody call the ambulance. He's having a coronary.
Yeah, so what you're saying is that Greg would, because he doesn't want kids.
Right.
This was, but
No,
but the
no,
assumption is that he's happy.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
at the same time,
that's-
Greg can't be happy with
For
this.
the cop-
This is too far fetched.
In this scenario, Greg is thrilled with this kid.
All right, Greg, what would you do?
I'm gonna get ice.
For real.
I would turn it in. I would.
You
If
flip the switch?
if I get, it's more complicated than that, right? I mean, like, I would have you do it. You have to own up to it right away because as we all saw in Nashville, keeping someone's birth parents from them ends badly for everybody. Hurts feelings.
But these
They
other
always find
parents
out.
think they have the right baby.
They always
Yeah.
find out.
But like,
Oh,
if,
wow.
if
Right?
That's crazy.
If I found out, other people are gonna find out. It's not like the hospital's only gonna call one of us. It's not like I just
I think
stumbled
you're
upon it.
I,
It's a hypothetical. That's
Okay,
what you
okay,
gotta
okay,
do.
okay.
I say that it's gonna come out eventually. I'd rather just own it up right now, get the Band-Aid off. You know, I only know this kid for a year. Like right now, right?
Like,
Like,
the kid doesn't know you, right? The kid's not like calling you dad. It's not like
No,
it's
but
not little
like,
baby Tim Gettys looking at me and I'm
your
like,
kid-
you'll never know it's me.
no.
And I
The
just
kid
hand it off to
bonds
nice
with the parents. The kid totally bonds with the parents, especially with the mother right away.
So this kid might be psychologically disturbed by this later. in life. Shout. Shout.
see, my thing is like,
Get it all out.
I'd
Remember
rather
they
get
covered
it.
that
It's going to be
song?
so much
That's
more
terrible.
painful later on to have this come to light. You know, when the kid all of a sudden gets red hair and we don't have red hair or whatever, and then when the kid finds out and calls me on this, it's like, ugh. And then it turns out that I knew. Like it's bad enough when I see her as a girl. It's bad enough when my daughter's world is shattered by her discovering that the fact that she's not really my daughter. 20 times worse. Like you don't talk for like 15 years probably when it's discovered that I knew about it from a year in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with Greg. I'd have to own up and be honest about it, because 10 years later, the kid would totally use that against you. They'd be like, "I knew you were never my dad," and then you never get over that.
So you're planning. You're assuming they're going to find out someday.
They always find out. This is the internet, right? They're
This
probably
is
gonna
the-
run.
This is the internet.
Just generally.
This is it.
It's been a long
so,
week.
so here's the thing, though. So
A really
this
long
kid,
week.
it's a year, and you
This
say
is
it's the
the internet.
perfect kid, and you're happy with it. When you say that, it makes me think, like, until you said it the year, it made me think, oh, he gets great, grades in school and all this stuff.
Oh, I see.
So I'm like, the perfect kid. It's like, oh, man, I wouldn't trade the perfect kid. But if it's just a year,
So
how
it's
perfect
different.
can he be?
If it had been like, if it was like 18 and that's when you find out,
Yeah.
then
You know?
you're like, you would keep the secret to yourself.
yeah, I
Well,
would
yeah,
keep it to
because it's
myself
just
at
like, well,
18.
he's perfect, and I want credit for that, like, because I raised him to be perfect. It's about credit.
I'm just saying, like some
100%.
some
So
babies
you're
could be
you're gonna
difficult.
play the long game of like, this kid's never gonna find out, because if that kid finds out that you knew,
It's bad
that's
news
gonna be
bears.
Bad news bears.
No, I get that, but that's what I'm saying. Like, the fact that it's a year changes it, because, I mean, who cares? You can just return him.
It's not a car, Tim.
Yeah.
Here's
So I
you
guess
can't
it's
even
true.
return
So
a
here's
car
the thing,
after
or
a
don't
year.
return
But now
it.
think about this. Let's say you're gonna return it. You're gonna get your kid now, and you're gonna be like, I don't know. What's
then
this kid gonna be like?
A year later, it'll be fine. Like, the baby's gonna be like, whatever. Like,
Yeah.
he's gonna get confused for like a week.
But every time that baby acts up or that kid acts
You're gonna
up,
be like,
you're gonna be like, damn, I made a huge mistake.
I should have kept the other one.
See, does it take a village, Nick, to raise a child?
I think it does,
Does it?
Colin.
If it does, then you keep the baby.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't, let me just add my bitters here.
what the fuck are you even saying?
If it doesn't take a village,
I don't know what he was talking about. I went 50-50. I just
if it doesn't take a village, it takes a village was Hillary Clinton's book.
I know, but I know you're probably not a Hillary Clinton fan. I'm gonna go on
she's
a
all right.
limb
She's
here.
fine.
So like-
Whatever. She's a carpetbagger. She abused my state of New York.
everyone abuses your state.
But
Mostly
no,
in
if it
bars.
takes a village, then it doesn't matter who raises the kid directly, and therefore it doesn't have to be your child. So if you could justify it that way, then you keep the kid. If you feel like the blood bond is the most important thing,
The blood
then you
bond.
return the child. So you laugh. But I was going somewhere with this Hillary Clinton analogy.
See, I think I would just know. I would like the kid would one day grow up and say a really lame joke, and I'd be like,
You're my kid.
"No, I
Nature,
not my kid!
Nature versus nurture.
should have taken this kid back. Should have taken this kid. He doesn't have the Scarpino sense of humor."
Yeah. He'd be a really bad
What would you do,
shadow
Dan?
boxer.
It would be a conundrum
Yeah.
for sure. I don't know if ever like.
Would it help?
Well,
if
you get to talk
so
to your wife
our-
about it too.
Well,
I
yeah,
feel
yeah,
like
yeah.
that's the good thing. You have
For
this
sure.
wife that you're also equally happy
Like,
with.
yeah, of course, and everything's good. Like, so this was kind of spurred on by our good friend Justin Davis just had a kid.
And they mixed them up at the.
Can you
No,
trade
no,
wives?
No.
No, but
White
he
shot.
actually believes
I like
he
your- I like where your head's
believes
at.
having a kid is his purpose, and he's not religious,
Sure.
but he believes it is his purpose here to have a family and to like have offspring and continue his family.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know that I believe that.
So you're not one for kids?
You can just
I think
throw
I
it
do
all
want to
up.
have a kid, but I don't believe it's like my purpose.
Yeah.
I have to further my family. Like
Right.
it's not really
There's
about
no end
that.
there. Because then what's his purpose?
So the fact that it's not like my blood kid
Oh,
isn't the most
yeah.
important thing to me.
Yeah,
So
that's
you're like,
exactly
this
right.
kid's good. It's healthy. It's
Yeah,
happy.
it's like everything's cool. Maybe
So-
everything. Maybe we'll just roll this. Of course, if you know anything about me, you know I have a Vietnamese girlfriend. So
You
if
do.
it's like not a Hapa baby, it's gonna be really obvious.
It's gonna be.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
Something's
awkward.
wrong.
Well, unless
there.
it's all. It could be.
But
know?
you,
What?
but you,
Those
there has to be the
Kansas
assumption that it is because otherwise you wouldn't be like, you probably wouldn't take it home from the hospital.
and
if it
you
was
would
like,
probably know, yeah.
You'd be like,
so
this
it's just
kid
someone
has blonde
else's.
hair and
It's
blue
someone
eyes. It's
else's
not
Hapa
mine.
baby. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, think about
Yeah.
this. Think about this. Greg, I want you to especially think about this.
I'm thinking.
My Two Dads,
Oh yeah.
the
Great
television
show.
program that we've talked about.
Arguably
every
the best
other episode
television
of this.
show ever made.
One of them wasn't
Very
the child, or one of them wasn't the child. That's not true. One of them wasn't the child's dad, and one of them was, and they intentionally didn't try because they loved the kid so much,
Equally,
right? Who
yeah.
ended up being on Step by Step. She was the middle daughter, right? On Step by Step, or no, the oldest daughter.
Day by
The other
day.
example is Full House,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Joey's not even related to these motherfuckers at all.
Yeah, he's just a pedophile that just hangs around too much.
Yeah, basically.
Hey, got this fucking puppet and a mullet.
Hey,
Who wants
check
to
out-
come in my garage?
Look at this joke. Oh, you're in a cage now.
No, all right. So the answer is, if you know, you're always gonna wonder, but you have to keep the child because you've bonded with the child, and blood is thicker than water, but blood is also a state of mind, right? And there are people that I feel like,
Whoa.
you know, like I love my family, I love my siblings, but there are people that, you know, Ramon, for instance,
Ramon.
that, you know, I love like family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I love like a brother, and that is the same thing to me. You know,
Yeah, but that's
as
like
a real
choosing
brother.
Yeah,
your
but-
family without like hurting anyone. Really, like you have to take in your blood child's feelings on what they think the parents who have lost their blood child. You know, what I
They
mean?
don't know though.
but they will, Colin.
How?
It all
You're
comes
just-
out
you're
in the
just
end.
assuming
You're
they
assuming
will.
that. That's not part of the
You
Damon's
don't know,
scenario
you don't
at
know
all.
that. You don't know that.
And if that
It
kid
always
comes out and
comes
has
out.
red hair, isn't red hair just a genetic malfunction
Yeah, it was
anyway?
a bad
Anyone can have
example.
that. Anyone can have red hair.
Wow.
No, it is. It is.
Malfunction?
It is.
Like, I
It-
wouldn't want to start my kid's life off with a lie. I just wouldn't want to do it. It's not fair to
Yeah.
anyone.
I feel like my real answer is I would just go along with it, but I would tell them very soon, like as soon as it would make sense to tell them, and then so that's their life, because then they wouldn't know it's bad from the beginning.
But
You're
the
like,
kid
yo,
would be
this
like,
is how it is. We've been
Yo,
good
I
to
know
you.
you're not my kid, but I kept
But
you.
yeah, and
the
then
other
like,
kid was
but
ugly.
we'd also
Because
I'd
I
go
loved
talk to the
you.
other people too. Yeah, I loved you, and I treated you
Yeah,
good.
but the kid would be like this. But Dad, I was like one. I wouldn't have even known. Like I would never have known.
I would say this.
And then the kid would be pissed off if those people had a jet ski and you didn't have a jet ski.
Oh my god! If they had a jet
If they had a
ski,
jet ski, you could have grown up with a jet ski.
I would.
Shut
I would
up.
hate my adopted parents if I found out that my real parents had a jet ski. I'd probably murder them.
Right in the back, man. Just take that knife.
Do you know it's my dream to have a jet ski?
Jet skis.
To own a jet
Because
ski.
jet skis are the best.
Yeah,
It
they're the
is.
best.
The jet skis are cool. By the way, red hair appears in people with 2 copies of a recessive gene of chromosome 16, which causes a mutation in the MC1R protein. So don't.
But you said malfunction.
It's a malfunction.
that is just
It's a fucking malfunction.
What is your major malfunction? I have 2 recessive genes and thus red hair.
I would always wonder about my real kid though.
I would too.
Man, what are
I'd
they
have to
like?
know. I don't think I would wonder about the kid that I took back. I'd be like, well, the kid's with his rightful parents. I'm taking my kid. And I also have to just think that like it's my kid. And let's be honest, when I was young, I was a hellion. I was just a horrible little kid running around.
Horrible little piece of shit.
I was just a piece of shit.
You were a scumbag.
And so I would not wish that on other people. I would want to take care of my kid because only I know, and it would probably be only I could raise my kid. I think. I think everyone else it just wouldn't be. They'd probably kill it.
That's fucking harsh, dude.
But I mean, I was my brother and I were mean growing up, dude. We were like, we tortured my mom.
yeah, but I don't think that's how things work. Like, just because you're an asshole doesn't mean they're going to be an asshole.
I don't know, maybe.
That's a
I have
product of
bad
being.
temper.
That's a product of being in an Italian household. It's a product of having a brother close in age
Eating
to
too many
you.
carbohydrates.
Well, no, I mean, I just feel like I come from an
the high
Italian. I
fructose
come from
corn
an
syrup.
Italian house. We're loud
it
and,
is.
and we have a lot of bravado and we fucking mess with everyone in our families. It's out of love, you know.
It's true.
My mom's. I still bust my mom's balls. She's 63, 64 years
That's
old.
awesome. I like that. Greg,
Yeah.
Yeah.
think of it this way: you're at a nice restaurant
Yeah.
and you order the ribeye,
Yeah.
but they bring you the roast chicken, and you're like, "This isn't what I ordered. I don't want to cause a fuss though." And then you try the roast chicken, and you're like, "Oh my god,
I'm so glad I got
this is
roast
the
chicken.
best chicken I've ever had."
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? Like,
That
you're
was,
not gonna,
that's awesome.
The ribeye didn't gestate in my wife's cervix for 9 months. That is a
Very
part of us.
very biological.
I don't think it's in the cervix.
It-
I don't think
it
that's
gets around
where
there. It
gestation
gets in and around.
happens.
It's-
I'm pretty.
stuff.
Greg dropped out of medical school, but he has a little bit of knowledge about.
Yeah.
About.
He Googled it right before he came on.
If there's two things I
Cervix.
almost know, it's
That's what that
business
is.
and cervexes.
Oh, my Cervex.
True story. We were almost
The
called,
Cervi.
We were going
Yeah.
to call this the Cervex show. We got outvoted by 1 vote.
One vote.
Well, so let's go around. I want to just go around the table real quick and find some clarity. So, Tim, let's start with you. Where do you stand on this issue that Damon's brought to the table?
keep the kid, but like be very open with
But open-
communication.
you're gonna tell him.
Tell the kid and also try to find the family and
That blows-
explain to them what happened. Yeah.
What?
I want everyone to know.
Then why? They're going to just say, give me the
Give
kid
me my
back.
kid
No,
back.
then we'll all be friends.
You just do this.
We're all gonna grow up together, and
They're
then
horrible
Then the
people.
2 kids are gonna
They're
be
white
great.
supremacists.
Well, then they'll
Let
be
me-
weird friends.
Wait, before we go around the table, let me ask you this. Would it change anyone's...
I thank you for you're beating me to the punch, but go ahead.
Would it change anyone's opinion if you found out the other kid had like a horribly debilitating disease?
Yeah, you had a birth defect. That's
Oh,
what I was
birth
thinking.
defect.
That's what I was
The
thinking.
other kid.
Your child had a birth defect.
So you stuck the parents with like medical bills out the ass.
Yeah.
And all this time and money.
Yeah.
So that changed it for you.
I mean, no, I still do the right
I'd
thing.
still do the right thing.
What is the
What's
right
the
thing?
right
What does that
thing?
mean?
You
Get
gotta
your
get your
kid
kid back.
No,
It's your kid.
That's not the right thing.
I would murder myself right afterwards.
That's not the right thing.
Yeah, you take your kid, your wife, you
put the
drive them off a
pillow-
cliff.
All right, so
No, me. I'm not killing
Yeah, you
myself.
get 'em and you finish it.
You put them in a nice car, and you drive them right off fucking
That, no,
bridge.
you're not doing that either.
So Tim will keep the child, but tell everyone about it.
And then
That's-
they're like, okay, well, can I have my
Doesn't
kid
make
back?
any
And they're like,
sense.
Why
no.
does that not make sense?
Tim, why would you tell everyone about it?
Because
It doesn't make any sense.
I would say that I would keep it to myself, love the child as my own, and as time goes on, approach the situation in a way that I deemed most appropriate. Can't make any judgments right away. Maybe when he's older, he or she, I think Damon said, maybe she has a debilitating disease or some sort of genetic thing in the future. She needs a blood type. Then maybe you come clean and be like, well, I can't give you bone marrow, or I don't have the same blood because I'm
but
not
I know
really.
who does.
Yeah,
That's
the
the knife.
white supremacist.
Yeah, you get the knife out.
With the, that vowed to tattoo swastikas on you when you were a baby, and I took you away from that situation. So I would.
Yeah, I took you away from that situation and left my flesh and blood in it.
No, because it's
Your
a
brother's there
You're
still.
missing the major point.
Carl.
The major point is that it was the hospital's mix-up. It's not your mix-up, and there's
But
no.
once
sa-
you know
but
you're an accomplice.
But Greg, there's no saying that the other people, like you might break up break the hearts of the other family too that maybe have also bonded with this child. You haven't even considered the other side at all.
This
So the
baby's
status
a good
quo.
white supremacist. She's the perfect white supremacist.
Maybe the best
baby.
thing to do would be to take both babies, right? Put them in a dark room, and then whoever one of the parents gets to first, that's the one that the parent was supposed to have. You know, where you just kind of like feel around, like this one.
how
And then
does
you
that
take it
solve
out, and
any
you're
of
like,
this problem?
You like
It's
you
mine.
smell it and you this
No,
one smells like mine.
Yeah, you just get like how blind people pick fruit, sort of.
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen
it's
that.
It's like
Oh,
how
yeah.
blind people pick fruit.
That's
Yeah.
a great analogy.
Are we bleeping that one?
No. We're gonna leave it in there so we're gonna see how stupid you are. What does that even mean?
I don't know how people. You know,
Have you bleeped anything on this show?
Yeah, we bleeped some stuff.
Really?
Last week we did an episode about who you'd want to trade dicks with, and without thinking, Nick blurts out people we know, and then it continued. Nick and Tim went down that path of like, well, I'd like so and so's dick, and we finished, and I was like, I don't know about that one, guys. I don't know.
Yeah, Greg immediately was like,
Look.
"You guys have to go through that now and
you-
bleep out every name."
I'm
'Cause
really,
we're
I'm really flattered, you guys.
we described it. We described yours, Damon, in at length.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Just to remind you, Nick, red hair appears in people with 2 copies of a recessive gene on chromosome 16.
They're mutants, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah.
it's a function.
I'm also one of the X-Men lately. I've been reading X-Men, the Astonishing X-Men, so I know mutants.
Yeah, yeah,
It's really good.
Jean
comic
Grey has
series.
red hair.
She's a
Oh my
mutant.
god, this makes
She-
sense.
what did you call it?
Malfunction.
All right.
Wrong word.
That was not the right word.
Also, we bought pop filters.
I can't even intentionally pop the mics
You haven't
anymore.
popped at all. Nope. That's a little pop.
All right. We did God's work on that topic.
It's good. Are we allowed to use the restroom during the show?
Yeah,
sure.
do whatever you want.
Yeah, don't worry. We're a conversational bunch of
Take
idiots.
your mic into the restroom with you if we'll go that far.
Can you scoot by? Is that enough room? I don't know how much room we got.
Let's listen to everything.